This is the 80s Show on iHeartRadio.
Say ho, ho, say ho, 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 ho. Let's start the show, let's start the show. Come on, let's go, come on, let's go. Say ho, ho, say ho, whoa, ho, whoa. Let's start the show, let's start the show, let's start the show, let's start the show.
I say this without even the slightest hint of irony. It's not for effect. Funkhouser, what day is it? Like, what day is today?
Wednesday?
It's Wednesday today. Oh, really? Part of me wants to call BS on the fact that it's only Wednesday. It feels like the most eternal week of all time. The other part of me is stoked that we're at the proverbial hump. Only because I could have sworn it was only Tuesday. I don't know. It's a weird one this week. Are you having a weird one this week? Are you having this week that sort of like drags interminably? Or is that just every week? I don't know. I think it might be different for different people that do different things. You ever look at where the hell you are and go, how did I get here? In my mind, I'm no different than I was when I was 19, 20 years old. I still like all the same things. I like rap music. I like cars. I like girls. I like boobs. I like fart jokes. How did it come to pass that I'm now this person that hears their alarm go off at 6:45 in the morning and lives for Friday? At what stage in the game did this transpire in my life? I feel the same. But somehow, this is not necessarily the box I imagined I'd be fitting my stuff into. The box I imagined I fit my stuff into. It sounds dirty, but it's not. You get what I'm saying, right? But then, look. We make our way in the world. We live, thrive, and survive. We figure out what it takes to get where we're going. We develop relationships. We find out that some people matter to us a lot. Sneaks up on you sometimes. Whether it's that person you've been dating for a little bit, maybe it's someone you weren't expecting to meet. Maybe it's your friend. Maybe it's your coworker. Maybe you look at someone one day and go, wow, this is a really valuable person in my life. You've all had that, right? You've had that. I remember in high school, you kind of like realize, hey, this person's been my friend for a really long time. I can't imagine what life would have been like without him. And you might think that about whoever the hell it is you're dating, or who you're married to, or your kids. I mean, the kids have the whole release of oxytocin when they're born, and your chemical makeup goes crazy, and you sort of like are filled with overwhelming love for them 9 times out of 10. That's what I understand about parenting. So that's a little different with kids. I think with kids, you instantly know. I think the thing that makes me realize how valuable relationships can be, dogs. My dog Mabel. My dog Mabel was a rescue. And my Cocker Spaniel buddy had passed away. And I couldn't imagine replacing him. But he had a little brother, my Maltese Homer. And Homer was just devastated when the Cocker Spaniel buddy passed away. And he needed a companion. And I tried to go get a dog anywhere I could. I tried pet stores. I tried adoption places. And it was just too much for me. I would leave in tears. Because Bud, the Cocker Spaniel, he was the light of my life. And this is a great thing about dogs. I think they teach you how to love. I think they teach you about love. And when they leave, it doesn't make it any easier, but they're teaching you about loss. Even when they're not there, they're making us stronger, better people. But I needed to get a dog. I needed to get a companion for Homer. And I got an email with this abused little mutt that had been left alone for 2 weeks. Hair so matted, she couldn't open her mouth. And I was like, you know what? This one chose me. And I need a dog that's a companion for my puppy Homer, because he's in mourning. So I get this dog, Mabel, bring her home, and she's great. Makes the other dog happier, and it's a wonderful dog. But really felt like this little dog just living in my house. And I couldn't tell you at what point she stopped being this dog that was living in my house and became a part of my life and became a part of my family. But that stuff sneaks up on you, doesn't it? In the same way that this 9-to-5 life you wind up leading as an adult sneaks up on you. And while the 9-to-5 life might not be what you imagined for yourself, it might not be the trail you imagined blazing when you started off, when you started making your way in this world, when you were a punk-ass kid that was going to set the world on fire and everyone would know your name. While this 9-to-5 life where you wake up at 6:45 in the morning and you live for Friday at 5 p.m., that might not be what you imagined for yourself. Every time it beats you down, every time you go, what the hell am I doing with my life? I would imagine the relationships that snuck up on you. All of a sudden you have a significant other. All of a sudden you have someone that you care about the most. All of a sudden you have kids. All of a sudden you have, maybe it is your dogs that look up to you, that are a part of your life, are a part of the fabric of your life, and you cannot possibly imagine where you would be without them. Think about that. Think about the value those things that snuck up on you give you. The things, the people, the relationships that matter the most, the people you care about the most, the people that care about you the most. Give that some consideration. Think about what all that means. And I guarantee that waking up at 6 in the morning, punching a clock, and getting out at 5 on a Friday will suddenly make a whole lot more sense.
If you like what you're hearing, tweet the show at ADSXE. AD on iHeartRadio.
I do what I want, when I want, how I want. Yeah, I do what I want, when I want, how I want. This is my United States of whatever. Picture me giving a damn, I said never. Yeah, I do what I want, when I want, how I want. Every day you're going and working, running that rat race at that pace in that place will leave a bad taste for anyone, everyone working day after day. So buddy, I gotta say that you're the guy.
Yeah! Joining the conversation, tweet me at ADSXE, tweet Barry Funkhouser, super producer to the stars, at Funk FM. Got a tweet from Jacob who said, I feel that. That's my life, my kids and my dog. It's true. No matter how much you question that 9-to-5 existence that you landed in, how much it seems contrary to the trail you wanted to blaze when you're 19 years old and you wanted to set the world on fire and leave your mark, and now you find yourself punching a clock. No matter how much you question that, I think it all makes a lot more sense when you realize that at the other end of that, the relationships and the people that matter to you the most are there as well. Kids, dog, wife, husband, significant other, rock tree, whatever it is, whoever it is you care about the most, they're at the receiving end of all the effort that you put into grinding through every single day. And I don't know if people necessarily appreciate that. And I don't know if people necessarily take a moment to appreciate that in themselves. That magic that is life. There's plenty of things that are wrong with the world, plenty of things to be angry about. What is wrong will always be available, and you have every right to be hacked off about all of it. But for a moment, give yourself an opportunity to appreciate what's good. See the glass is half full for a second. Enjoy the sunshine. Enjoy the people that are in your life, and recognize that you're hustling. You're grinding. You work hard every single day to give the people and the things, the dogs, the kids, all the stuff that matters the most, the very best that you can. And that's something that you deserve to take a moment and feel good about in yourself and as part of the world. Yep, you do. Today in the show, oh, too bad, so sad. I'm sorry. We all wanted it to be true, but the woman with 3 boobs is a hoax. I'll let you know how we figured it out. Plus, looting returns to Ferguson after the Michael Brown Memorial is burned to the ground. Yeah. Right now, though, let's take a look at the events of today in a segment we like to call My Witness News. In no way, shape, or form fair. Certainly not balanced. Funkhouser, A, how are you? B, what's going on in the world? What's going on in Funkhouser's world at this moment in time?
Oh, nothing. I thought I was sick, but it was allergies. You know, what is it called? Pollen? Pollen is in the air?
Pollen count. People tend to have allergies 2 times. In the spring, when God's creation sprouts new life from the ground, which also makes you sneeze your freaking head off if you've got hay fever. And then in the fall, I think, I don't know, pine trees and things like that you have in California start to, like, you ever see that yellow dust that comes off of pine trees?
Yeah.
It's basically an asthma attack waiting to happen. Let me ask you this. You're newly cohabited. You are moved in with the girlfriend. You are establishing that life together, making your way in the world together. Do you notice any of that? Do you stop and take a moment where you go, hey, this is good. I appreciate it.
Every day.
Cool.
I'm pretty well grounded like that. I am in tune with things of that.
You know, that's an interesting thing about you, Funkhouser. I notice a lot of people put a lot of thought into a lot of stuff, and you're a very thoughtful guy. You might not wear that on your sleeve, but you also seem very well balanced and well grounded, where you don't make a bigger deal of things than they have to be, like moving in with the girlfriend. You don't go, oh, what does this all mean for my life? And oh, am I giving up my, if there's anybody that was making a significant change in his life by being in a relationship with, one woman and moving in and quitting his job, working with porn stars on a daily basis. If there was ever a guy whose life was night and day before and after he hooked up with a chick, it would be yours. Yet it didn't seem to be something you stressed over or something that you even gave that much thought to. You seemed like, this is good. I'm going to go with this. This makes me happy.
Yep.
Very smart. We should all probably try and be a little bit more like Funkhouser as we make our way in the world. Yep, we should. So that's all going well?
Yeah, things are going good. Yeah. Nothing new to report.
Are you on medication of any sort?
No, Just coffee.
Because you strike me as a guy who's incredibly even. You strike me as a guy who's incredibly even. You never seem to get mad. You never seem to get overly happy. You're just kind of like at this basic level of contentment.
Yeah, coasting around in the middle. It's good to be there.
And most people that coast around in the middle do that as a result of about 6 different prescription medications that have been prescribed to them after years of therapy. But you've arrived at that happy, medicated place without the benefit of medication. Like I said, I think the world would be a lot better of a place if we could all be a little bit more Funkhouser in our lives.
Yeah, I agree. Yes.
What's going on in the world?
Well, Kathy Griffin will take over for Joan Rivers as the host of Fashion Police.
I was wondering what they were going to do about that. I've never actually watched an episode of Fashion Police, but it seemed to be so quintessentially Joan Rivers that having her not around, it almost seems sacrilegious that you would consider a replacement host. It's like, when John Bonham died, it wasn't even a question. They were like, well, that's it for Led Zeppelin. Too bad, so sad, I'm sorry, we got to move on. We can't even think of replacing this guy. That's kind of how I thought it would be with Fashion Police and Joan Rivers. Maybe I don't know the show well enough. I don't really know it at all. But, I guess I could see Kathy Griffin working. A snarky, over-the-top gay icon whose face is injected with comical amounts of silicone hosting Fashion Police. Good luck with that. And then I realized, oh, wait a second. That actually does sound like it might be a thing. Go on.
She's like the substitute teacher.
Yeah, like the acceptable substitute teacher.
Bruce Jenner and Kris Jenner are officially divorcing.
It's sad when beloved celebrities split. It's sad when they break up, which is why I'm not sad. They're not beloved. They're weird. If Bruce was sad, his face certainly didn't show it. But it does make you question, right? It does make you wonder what hope, what in the hell hope do any of us have if a brazen, psychotic fame whore and a sassy pre-op transsexual can't make it work? What hope do the rest of us have? No.